Charlotte.
North Carolina.
No cackalacky.
What it do, yo?
North Carolina.
Hands up. Take the shirt off.
Carolina.
Spin like a helicopter.
North Carolina.
Oh.
I
was ready for the...
We can't
Oh,
really
he got to send out the link. So as you send out the link, I'll set the table.
You'll set the table?
As normal.
You gonna set the
Don't
table.
look at me like that.
What? Let them set the table.
I appreciate how excited
Go ahead.
you are to lay everything out for the people. I ain't mad at it. Go
It's always
ahead.
for
Handle
the
your business.
What weekend?
Wow. You're off to a great start.
Come
I'm
on,
crazy. It's your
Hello.
job.
we all right,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back
boys and girls.
to the show. We are here on a Thursday night
Thursday.
to preview a very important Thursday night game.
Thursday
Seattle
to be
Seahawks
exact.
and the Dallas Cowboys. This got a little important.
Gino, I need you to show up, baby.
I don't need that. I just want to
Give me some Beyonce Happy Renaissance Premiere Day and give me a Cowboys loss. That's all I need. We good money.
I'm not sure why he tied the two together, but he did.
We
So,
good money.
just
That's all we need.
go
Keep it
roll.
simple.
All right, cool.
You get it.
And we're also going to preview some of the important games.
You're not going to
in
whisper over me.
Week 13
You
coming
gonna say
up.
whisper over there.
And we're also going to get into a little dialogue a little bit later on as far as we're going to break down MVP conversation.
A dialogue sounded so formal. It
Oh,
sounded like
I mean,
we was
yeah,
about to deliver
MVP.
some goods. I
We
didn't.
talking
I didn't
MVP.
It comes with the voice.
Who's your MVP right now? We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we can do that. We can also, you know what? I think we should have a very interesting conversation as far as defensive player of the year as well. Because there's a particular name.
We're not doing this.
There's a particular name.
Absolutely
you may
not.
not like this name.
Nope, because the Commanders receivers was cooking him.
I think it's
Alright.
three names.
He's
Three
looking like
names that should be
DPOY
in there.
right now.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, I have to relinquish this. Sorry, the host is ready. Go ahead.
It's fine.
Oh, you're respectful. That's beautiful.
I'm always respectful.
All right, what up?
Hey, whoa.
Where's the energy on
You
What up?
Yeah,
there
there
Phone
we go.
inflection.
That's
There
what-
you go.
You just needed two more
That's
ones
what
up.
I'm saying.
Took
That's
a
all I
deep
need.
breath before that.
Alright.
Feel it.
Welcome into another episode of Outspoken. As my man, I won't say his name because we introduced ourselves, but as my man's already said, this is Thursday night football. We have Cowboys
So is.
Seahawks, Week 13, live coming to a couch near you.
Okay.
As always,
Or bed or
Outspoken,
floor.
say what you
or
mean,
bench.
mean what you say. I am Cordell.
Marcus.
E-Rob.
Deuce. Happy Thursday.
Alright. So, as
Happy
always,
payday, yo.
please like, subscribe, share, let other people know as much as possible as we continue to grow this thing out and continue to
Yes, sir.
make the content you want. Don't hesitate to leave any
I'm saying,
comments in the comment section. We love interacting with you guys.
Please don't hesitate.
Please don't hesitate to subscribe as well and let other people know because
If you want to say I ain't,
we're
you
trying
know, just say
we're
it.
trying to feed our families off this. So
Like,
the more
subscribe,
likes and
heart.
subscribes, the better.
okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
Feed our families.
Yeah.
If you think we work,
I have
you know
a-
what
I
I'm
have
saying?
a- I
It's
have
not
a
about
child.
that.
I have a
Really,
child.
really,
It's about
Yeah,
show
you can
investment.
personalize that.
We here.
I have a child that I need to
Oh.
feed.
I just like to travel.
He's a growing boy.
It
That's
would
a
help.
man.
It would help if you were to, like and subscribe and let everybody know. So like and subscribe as well.
Let it.
All right. Well, with all that being said,
Didn't mean to dampen the mood. Sorry.
we're
That's the only child in the bunch. I ain't got nothing to throw with you.
we're gonna have a bunch of open dialogue about a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
But I don't even know honestly where to start. I want to start kind of soft before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this week with these three. I guess the three biggest games, including tonight's game. But I mean, something simple.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk NFC.
Okay.
I feel like NFC is a little simpler to talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Lower tier.
Lower tier.
Tier is a little strong. It's a lower
You wanna talk
floor.
playoff
Because they got
Yeah.
the treetops.
We can start with NFC playoff picture. Right now, obviously, we have Eagles at the 1, 49ers at the 2, Lions at 3 at 8-3, Falcons in there at 5 and 6.
You real loud for being below 500.
game.
Real loud.
We
in first place.
Cowboys at 8-3. The common theme here is that everybody besides the Falcons has only 3 losses.
Yeah.
Everybody has a winning record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who invited this guy?
Hey, bro, who
the
invited
Dirge
us to playoffs?
benefited off of that.
That's gross.
Cowboys.
They almost
Kicking the
got
door.
Tom Brady.
Cowboys. what's really crazy is they have the worst record of all the teams in the playoff picture right now.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Oh, of course they do.
Somebody's
They're
got to have
below
the
100.
worst.
The Cowboys are at
Somebody's got to have the worst.
Cowboys at 5,
It's disgusting.
Seahawks at 6, Vikings at 7. All have a better record than the 4 seed, which is a reason why to me I think that's a change that needs to be made. I think they need to stop with this. If you win the division, you should host.
Yeah,
I feel like the top 4 teams
they should start it
should
this
host.
year.
Nah.
The
Get
top
rid of-
4 teams
get
in
rid
your
of this.
standings
Nah.
should host.
Nah.
They should start this
Hey,
year.
look, they didn't do it last year with Brady. Damn it, they ain't doing it now.
And
They
they're
ain't
gonna
doing
do
it in
it
the
this year.
future.
No,
They ain't doing it in the future.
I feel like you have to get a little something for winning your division. That's
Thank
fair.
you.
To get a top 4 seed.
Because
Yeah,
somebody.
Then screw divisions.
If you want to take that,
Well,
I'm
no,
sure.
that's-
But as
we
currently,
like the rivalry.
NBA has
We
their
like
like
the rivalry in the
No,
division.
yeah,
there's right.
Yeah.
But don't nobody care, right?
No, they do.
No. Okay, but what I'm saying is
No,
the
no,
top,
like, yes.
the top
The-
4 teams are the top 4.
No.
But the rivalries in the NBA aren't really based off divisions all the time. Like, but for the NFL, like you got a lot of divisional rivalries that lasted a while. That's why we keep them.
I mean,
But there's other
even just for the
rivalries that are
division,
formed
But
guys,
we
outside
make sure,
divisions.
but we make sure the teams that are rivals in the divisions play at least twice.
I feel like some of those don't need to happen.
it's not even about
Like
that.
there are people now, like people back in the day would have wished that the Colts and Patriots were in the same division instead of the Bills and Patriots.
That'd been cool. But even so, you win your
Because that was a
division,
rivalry.
you get a
But
top
Bills
seed.
Patriots is
Keep it
also
simple.
No, everybody
Always
would much
constant.
rather watch the Colts and Patriots than the Bills and Patriots in the early 2000s and on.
Oh,
But at the same
yes.
time,
You know what I'm saying?
that's going
Like-
to change
like
every
right-
decade.
Geographically.
We looking at it now.
Like
Who care about
right
Colts
now-
Patriots? Don't they play this? No.
And now you can sit here and say that people would rather watch the Bills and Chiefs than watch the Bills and Patriots.
Came out of
That-
nowhere.
but that's
Either
not-
way.
that's not a rivalry based off of history. That's just a recent thing.
Right.
So okay, but
So that's what I'm saying. Just do away with it.
so essentially what you're saying is when teams have to play twice a year, you'll just play the teams that we feel like are rivals at this point, and then they can just
That's what I'm
change whenever.
Well,
So what you're saying, like
gives
Steelers,
more
Ravens,
flexibility to the
so
to the schedule.
Steelers, Ravens, like come on.
You can still put it on once a year. Do I need to see it twice a year?
Yeah, they do. Everyone gets a home and home. See, it's not always about the.
No,
it's not
this year you get home. Next year the other one
Nah,
gets home.
see, look. It's okay if you don't have rivals in your division that you really
So
feel like
it's-
are rivals, but
it's-
other people do.
So what's
Yeah,
interesting about it is the
Like,
fact
come
that
on.
I don't think that could be
NFCs
fluid like that. Your rival is your rival.
Yeah.
You can play them once a year, and it's
No,
still be a
nobody
rivalry.
wants that. They want to get you
It's different.
in my
You
house,
can.
and then I go to your house.
Yeah, and we'll do that.
Twice.
But that has
Twice,
nothing to do with divisions. I don't
I
feel
said
like that.
do away with division
So-
so that you the top.
No, but most
So then there's just no. So do teams play each other once a year? My bad, you right. Do teams play once a year? Or are you saying that teams still
Yeah, so
play
he's
twice?
saying all teams just play once a year.
and then the top 4.
Well, they wouldn't
on the
play
AFC and the
everybody.
NFC. Like separate that, right?
Okay.
Figure it out that way.
for a while,
Top 4 teams.
for a while, the NFL did have that format where home playoff games will go to the team with the best record. They did have that for a little while, and then that's when they merged into
With the AFC, AFL.
yeah, to divisions and things of that nature. And then that's when they started doing, division winners hosting games. But they did do that for a while.
You should be an
Ain't nothing
historian.
wrong with that, but
Be the
we
mad
got-
dog of
we
the
got it.
squad. Go
I'm
ahead.
good
Hold
with
it
it.
down.
So, anyways,
No, what?
Hey man,
all that to say,
y'all the only one here with some
Oh,
Brady
bro.
beard.
Oh, bruh. Oh, wow. You wait till this show is over, bruh.
Well,
Wow.
what that mean?
Don't
No,
worry
threaten me in
about
front of our 4 viewers.
Yeah, I am.
so
Like that.
so
You
Dobbs.
see, that was
right?
a dad stare. You seen he been practicing. Sorry,
So
go ahead.
Josh Dobbs, it seems like he's coming down. They're on a bye with Justin Jefferson coming back after the bye.
Mhm.
All right. Do we think they maintain
No.
the 7th seed?
I think Monday night was a precursor of things to come.
You don't think Jefferson helps fix
No.
things, make things easier for Dobbs?
No. I think every year you have that one team, you have one or two teams that has that spurt in the middle of the season where it looks like, man, they actually may make the playoffs.
Okay.
And the Vikings is that one team.
So, if
But
the
then who
Vikings
takes
are,
it?
that's
Who takes
exactly
that
where I was
spot?
going next for you. You have the Packers, Rams, Saints, all at 5 and 6, with the Bucks at 4 and 7. And I'm not even going to get you 4-8. I'm going to
Packers.
leave those alone.
Packers.
Packers. So Jordan Love, first year starting.
I think he steals
He gets in there.
he steals the seeding from the Vikings.
But okay, so you expect the Packers to beat the Chiefs this week?
You don't have to.
I didn't say that.
They're only one game behind it.
Never said
They've
that.
got 5 games to play.
But then they beat 2 games behind because the Vikings are on the bye week.
The rest of the
Yes,
schedule.
because you'd be 5 and 7, then
So-
6 and 6.
The rest of their schedule calls for what?
No, somebody hasn't had a bye.
That's really that.
That's
yeah,
what it
it's
is. Someone's missing a bye at that point.
Packers still haven't had a bye.
Right.
That's what's happening.
So
Okay, so all right, so the Packers
Yep.
are they're 5 and 6, right?
And the
If they
Vikings are
lose,
6
if
and
they
6.
lose to the Chiefs, they'll be 5 and 7. But the Vikings not only have the tiebreaker over the Packers because
So far.
they still have to play.
They still got
no, conference games wise, the Vikings are 6 and 3 in the conference.
The
Okay, what
Packers
about
did
the
have
Packers-
that bye.
I don't.
We're just waiting on the Vikings
What
bye.
about
I
the
don't.
division?
I don't
The
expect.
division, the Vikings, I think they've already beaten. Yeah, they already beat
No,
the
what's
Packers
their
already.
divisional record?
I don't know.
I
That's
think
what matters
my
first.
thing is I don't think the
They
Vikings.
are-
I don't think the Vikings maintain this winning going
2-1.
forward. Even
Who's
if
2-1?
Vikings are 2-1.
No, the Vikings are 2-1. The Packers are 2-2 in the division.
So right now the Vikings
Oh,
have a
that's
better divisional.
So
Right now,
better
one game.
divisional
Correct.
and conference. So
but I don't.
yeah.
But in order for, I don't think the winning is going to be sustained for.
You
The
think they're going
Vikings.
to go on a little losing
I think
streak?
they're going to go on a little loser. streak.
Okay, do you think they lose to the Raiders?
I think it's possible.
Bengals.
I think it's possible.
Nah.
That's in Cincy. I think it's possible.
I got to see how Browning plays. He's got a.
All right, then Packers again, and then they have the Lions twice.
Yes.
Oh, there's
they're
3
getting
losses.
swept by the
right there.
Lions.
There's 3 losses.
Yes.
3 losses to who?
2 Lions and a Packer.
Yeah.
So you think the Packers do beat them?
Yes.
And then you think the Lions beat them?
Yes.
Twice.
Okay, do you think the man? I guess the
So at that point,
Packers. Okay, so the
at that
Packers
point
gotta
they'll be out of the picture.
The Packers got to play the Chiefs. We think that's a win, loss.
Kansas City will get that
All right, then they got the Buccaneers.
win.
I think that's a toss up to me.
But I
It could
think
be a
I would
tough
choose
one.
them.
I would choose them.
Okay, Panthers.
Yeah, the Bucks
That's a
definitely
win.
could
Going out.
Vikings.
Bryce gotta get
Now
one.
keep in mind at that point they're 7-7 after they beat the Panthers.
Maybe the
Yeah.
coaching change.
So Vikings, we said
and
that.
then you
Yeah,
said,
you ain't
and
gonna
then Bears.
Yes,
Yeah.
they beat them in the opener.
Oh, then maybe not.
No,
I don't know if I have them sweeping.
Yeah, I'm about to say they have to sweep.
I don't know if I have them
Yeah.
sweeping.
I think they
It is
can
a
sweep the Bears.
No, it's not that. I don't think they couldn't, but I don't think they will.
I think they will. The Bears in recent years in Lambeau. I mean, I know it's playing Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm about to
but
say it's different.
in Lambeau they don't have a whole lot of success.
I mean, and honestly, right now the Bears aren't too far from the Packers right now. So the Bears haven't been playing.
I have the
Bears are
Packers.
4-8.
I have the
but
Packers.
they're only one
So
game behind.
y'all don't have the Packers' success based on Aaron Jones coming back for their offense. Y'all think as constructed they can continue.
No,
to win
I
games?
think
I think the Vikings fall out as well. I think that the Packers probably find their way in. I don't think the Seahawks should fall out.
No, I don't think that.
We'll get into them today because if they lose today, they fall to 6-6 right there with the Vikings.
Actually, you know what? You know what? The Seahawks could fall out. And the only reason why I say that is because Cowboys now, 49ers the week after that, Eagles
6-7.
the week after that.
6-8.
And then you got Titans, Steelers, Cardinals, which are all winnable games. But they got a 4-game stretch that's pretty, or a 3-game stretch.
So they may finish the season 9-8 or worse.
Yeah.
I just think from what I saw on Thanksgiving, I saw a Packers offense that has some confidence at this point. They're playing much better football than they did a month ago, and I think they keep it going. Now, I mean, you can
one game.
you can say that, but then is it one game for Dobbs? That Dobbs had 4 interceptions against the Bears. Like that was a putrid game. You can look at it and say,
okay.
But
okay, so that's one game, so I'm not putting much stock into it. Just like I'm saying, I'm not putting much stock into the Packers one game.
but it's more than that. You have to go back to their previous game. Like the offense has been playing much better over the last month.
Man.
So Xavier says that if the Rams win this week, he's got them.
That's what I was about to say. Because if they get the Browns, they have the Ravens, Commanders, Saints, Giants, Niners left on their schedule. and they're 5-6 right now.
Man, that's
You
Is
said Ravens. That's the
Ravens,
Niners
yeah,
is in there.
they might need to beat the Ravens or the Niners to secure it.
good luck.
But if they have 2 more losses, then they can finish 9-8.
There's your 2.
That should be
There's
good
a
enough.
lot of 9 and 8s.
There's a
Because
lot of
it's
that.
like, okay, but like we're
It gets
also
complicated.
like, and this
Kyrie
is where
Williams
this is
is
where
so
the
productive, too.
this backstretch is very critical. It's because we expect teams to win the games they're supposed to win,
Right.
while losing the teams that they're supposed to lose.
Right.
So if they lose to the teams they're supposed to lose, but don't win out on the teams they're supposed to win, then it still makes things dicey.
I
Right?
love the strategy. I really do that you put together just now.
Well, no, it's
Is-
true because at the end of the day, like that's what all it comes down to at this point.
I mean, yeah, it always comes down to that.
Question.
The better team winning. But I mean, it's just I just have the confidence in them because of what I've seen over the last couple of weeks. The offense has been playing much better. The offense made a statement on Thanksgiving, and I know it's a rivalry game. I know it's Thanksgiving. I get it, but I did not expect the Packers to come out and look like that for 4 quarters against a really good Detroit team. So I have to give them the credit, and again,
On a big stage, too.
on a big stage,
Yeah.
right? And again, they're playing a little bit better right now, and I think they're a team that can definitely sneak in for sure. They'll steal a win or 2, and they'll sneak in as a 7th seed.
Y'all got 1 or 2 teams from the NFC South.
1.
One. My goodness.
Just one. Oh, all right. You had to
Bro,
on
I
your whole.
just told you.
I just want to throw it out
the
there.
only team with a losing record in the playoffs right now. And you said, do we have 1 or 2?
I'm looking at the
2 in the
schedule.
East, 2 in the East, 2 in the North, 1 in the South, 2 in the West.
So the Saints and Rams play each other. That could go either way. Derek Carr hadn't been good.
Remember that tie?
The
I was talking
Rams-
about earlier?
This guy, this freaking
I
tie.
swear, but he be talking about a tie every day.
We're gonna see one.
Until you put your actual money on.
We're
that.
gonna see one before the year is over.
I doubt it. I
We'll see.
doubt it.
It could go either way.
I doubt it.
We'll see.
But all of the Saints games are winnable. Panthers, Giants,
A lot of their
Rams,
games,
Bucks.
I mean, but
Falcons.
a lot of
They just gotta handle it.
a lot of their
for a lot of
a lot of
teams.
their 7 losses were winnable too. So I mean, but
Packers,
they didn't win.
sure.
Packers have the easiest stretch.
Stretch of schedule.
They do.
Yes, left.
They do.
Just keep that in the back of your mind going forward.
No, I might be with you.
Shaking.
And Jordan Love been on the incline, going up,
Watson as well.
developing,
I'm
getting
about to
better.
say,
Watson is
losses that the Packers have had this season: Falcons,
Christian Watson's
Lions,
Production.
Raiders, Broncos, Vikings, Steelers. Yeah, what's that? So it's definitely some games that
And
were
yet they're still
winnable
and
and
yet
they
they're
didn't
still,
win.
yet they're still in the picture. So
We'll see.
They come on the NFC.
All
I
right,
mean, that
so-
talks it up down like that. The NFC.
So big.
Yeah. This
Keep it on the NFC.
this is nasty. This is a great warm up. Yeah, get that out the way.
Yep, no problem. Keeping with the NFC though, let's go ahead and talk about. I guess possibly the game of the week. Who knows?
We want to do the AFC playoff picture?
I'm just gonna do all the NFC. And
Oh,
I'll
okay,
just
okay.
do all the AFC.
All right.
So
Interesting to see how your brain works. What makes sense to you.
49ers at Eagles.
to me, possibly game of the week. This is the game of the week.
Because there may be another game that actually is better. I don't know. On paper, I know it is. That's what I meant to say. That's what I mean.
I mean, you
Okay.
typically call it game of the week on the paper.
This is game of the week.
Yeah, just on paper.
But-
All right, my bad, guys.
This is the game of the week.
Game of the week. 49ers at Eagles.
Purdy's revenge.
Purdy's revenge.
Purdy's revenge.
Is it revenge if you didn't?
Purdy's
if you didn't
revenge.
play?
Purdy, he did play.
If you didn't
The
really
first quarter.
He did play.
He on the
The
team.
first quarter.
You played. It don't
I
matter.
feel like the 49ers brand would
Because
apply.
the whole premise is
The hell?
if we had Purdy, we would have won. So to me, it can't be revenge if Purdy wasn't
No, it is
there.
revenge.
Like
When
you
they
gotta
got
be there.
It is revenge.
For it to be
He
revenge.
was there. He played. He was there. Purdy's revenge.
You know what? Nah, I kind of agree with Cordell.
Like,
It's,
What else
I
is
think
new?
it's because you can apply the revenge to the team. I don't think that you can apply it directly to
Purdy's
Brock Purdy.
revenge.
I think that's what.
all
it
right,
is.
so you got Purdy winning.
Got Purdy
Of
winning.
course.
Clearly, because this revenge, you
Got
must
Purdy
think.
winning. I think this is. I think how they approach
That
this
doesn't sound
Eagles
right.
defense is definitely going to be interesting to say the least. But this is an Eagles secondary. This is an Eagles defense that has looked vulnerable on the back end. At over the course of the season. And I think there's certain parts of the 49ers offense that probably needs to take a scale back this week because of that defensive front that they have in Philly. Like I shouldn't see a ton of end arounds. I shouldn't see a ton of, wide zone runs and stuff like that.
To keep it simple, basic.
Keep it simple. Keep the ball moving forward. Don't have any because this front four can get after anybody.
What's it called when it
They
use
can
the
move
same
east-
formation to
They
do
can move east
two
to
different
west.
plays?
Yeah. So
You got like a play act, or you got a run play, then you got a different action from the same motion thing.
Same
What's that called?
look, but it's a different play.
I thought that was a word. It's okay.
wow,
Football stuff.
That
Somebody
looks
can get
identical.
it. Somebody in the comments.
interrupted me for that.
I want to see if y'all know.
So-
I want to throw the oak for you.
As
Let him
I
talk
was
about
saying.
his team. Let him
As
talk
I
about-
was saying.
About whose team? Unbelievable.
We'll talk about his Niners.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to
Prime
see.
time.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Shouldn't he be coaching?
The season's
No, the
over.
season's
The
over.
season-
They
the
4-8.
season's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
That's it.
It's cooked.
That doesn't him watch.
Yeah,
No
no,
college football.
It's not his jam.
Like
It's not
it
his
is
jam. What he gonna
championship
do?
game week.
You can tell me.
What he gonna do?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you'd be doing his job or something. He over here
No, bro.
smiling,
His
having a
season,
great
he's
time.
4-8. His season is over. He ain't got nothing to do.
Hey, the
Right?
betting odds was 3.5 over under for Colorado wins. He eclipsed that. He good.
My bad. We watched.
So-
we got the
Thursday night.
Thursday
football.
night countdown on the screen as we do our show.
But yeah, so
Very
I'm very interested in seeing how this 49ers defense attacks Jalen Hurts as well. Jalen's not 100%. That knee is bothering him. I'm
Didn't
I'm
look like
not
it was
looked better
bothering
last
him.
week.
Didn't look like it
about
for me.
bothering.
The Commanders
My
game was
line
definitely
says otherwise.
this is your team.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
I
I'm saying-
think he's been getting better since he first injured.
He was
I
gimpy
think-
versus
I
us
he was gimpy against Kansas City too.
a little bit.
A little bit, but that's what I'm
He's
saying.
getting
Each
better.
week,
He didn't run.
it's been getting better. We saw the way he ran against the damn Buffalo. So
So
I don't think it's something that's getting worse.
and again, he's going up against a defensive front as well. That's been getting a lot better, especially after the Niners made the trade for Chase Young.
Like 6 sacks last week.
That defensive front has looked like their normal selves. So I'm very interested in seeing how that plays out as well.
To me, I think it's pretty simple. I think at the end of the day, the only way the 49ers, their best chance is just going to be they're up by 2 scores and going into the fourth quarter.
You love that stat.
I really do, because it's like when I look back at their scores, bro, the
No,
I really
49ers,
can't wait for the
bro,
Eagles.
when it's close,
They're
they
Well,
usually
that's
win.
why- Well, that's
so the stat that he's
I ain't
referring
got
to
nothing
is
else to
during
I'm sorry, I was having a moment with the people. Go ahead.
the stat that he's talking about is that during the Shanahan era in San Francisco, they are winless in
We're
games
trailing by a
with
touchdown.
by a touchdown or
In the
more
fourth
in the
quarter.
fourth quarter.
So
I think it's like 0-35 or something like
Here's-
that.
Yeah, something like that.
that's to me what makes this even more interesting, because if the 49ers have their lead and they're the front runners, but then we have the comeback kid in the Eagles. So this is technically like strength on strength. One
Well-
who's strong at having a lead and keeping one, and another one who's strong at decreasing that lead and coming back. So which strength are you leaning towards of possibly pulling off?
Well, because here's the thing, though. I think that it's bad for the 49ers. That's why they need to be up. Because if they're down going into the fourth quarter, we already know that they don't come back, right? But then we also know that the Eagles can come back if the 49ers are up regardless. So I think either way, it just the 49ers, it gives them the best chance to win if they are up. But if they're down, but they're not winning. So even
But if
though
they're up, it's not guaranteed they're winning.
yes, it's still not a guarantee, but it's just their best chance. Because we can say, okay, well, the Eagles coming back again in the fourth quarter. It's only so many times you can really do that in a season before it just gets you, and you just don't do that.
Right.
So for them, I feel like okay, like we got to make sure that we're up, so we can be like, hey, like we can stop them from coming back, and that be your task, rather than, damn, Purdy, you gotta do something.
You gotta put the team on your back.
Yeah, and that's not where they want to be. Even with this Eagles secondary being the way they are, that's just not the type of position we want to see Brock Purdy in if you're a 49ers fan, because that's just not what they do. They've never been that.
It's the secondary for me. That's what I come back to. Brock is
Who's secondary?
the Eagles secondary. You was talking about the Eagles
What about
secondary being boo-boo. They haven't been good.
Huh?
Brock Purdy has been great at hitting them intermediate throws. Time and boo-boo, Brandon Ayuk, post route, some of that nature. The Eagles passing defense, y'all beat them. Y'all had Josh Allen as y'all's.
It's Josh. It's Josh.
Sam Howell threw for what? 3 touchdowns?
Those were the two worst games the Eagles have had.
Both
against
against
those the Commanders and Bills. Those were their two worst. You were the team that put up the most yards and points on them, and then we did it last week and put up the most yards and points on them.
Yeah.
Those were the two games.
And also with Dak.
I don't
Dak
trust
threw
him.
over 300 yards against them as well.
Well, I was total offensive yards. Nobody. I don't remember if it was total yard. I don't remember if it was the Commanders who had more or the
Cowboys.
I just know the Bills had.
Yeah, I know that with all those, y'all all threw for over 300 yards.
I think it's going to be competitive, but I have the 49ers winning this game. I think they just are in control.
So you're saying that they should leave the ball in Purdy's hands because that's
No,
most susceptible.
It always starts with Christian McCaffrey. It don't start with Purdy for me. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in football.
Matchup,
I mean,
right? So should they just go ahead and say?
Oh, so you're saying because the Eagles' pass defense is poor?
they should put it in?
I mean, you still have to put an effort.
I mean, if you put it in
game.
Purdy's hands, I mean, the Niners and the Eagles are top 3 in rush defense. So that's going to probably be a wash to where the quarterbacks have to be the ones to win the game because the 49ers pass defense isn't super great either.
They're not.
So it's like at some point it's going to be who gets the ball in the air and does that the best. And the one thing that we talk about is we always talk about how the Eagles secondary is buns, which is true, but they always seem to make plays in the fourth quarter to win a game.
And Darius Slay is still a respectable, like someone who I don't want to say you fear, but he's a great corner, and he has been for a good while. So I definitely feel still, though, I trust that the 49ers and Brock Purdy in their offense, what they got.
Which so I said, but look, if it's close, if it's close, bro, they're not winning.
Is there a particular coach
Oh,
or which coach are
I
you
agree
guys
with you.
trusting a little bit more in this particular matchup? Because it seems even across the board.
Syria.
You trust Sirianni a little bit more? Shanahan?
Shanahan hasn't lost it for me. I feel like the
only reason I go with Sirianni above Shanahan is because we know in close games, if they're down or up, they can pull it out.
Yeah.
I know with Shanahan, if they're down, but they ain't
that's that
coming
Falcons
back.
fan coming out.
They ain't
That's what
coming
that was.
back.
I understand. I get it.
As I asked that because again, it looks pretty even across the board in this particular game, so it's going to come down to the small things, the small mistakes, coaching decisions, going for it on fourth down, not going for it on fourth down, doing things like that. I think it may come down to it, and we may look back and say, hey, that decision he made with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter cost him.
Yeah.
So.
And the Eagles are good at doing that thing that we was talking about earlier, same formation, same motion, different play, same look. They have been good at switching it up.
I think that the 49ers are going to finish this game before halftime.
Oh,
Wow.
are you looking at?
Did not expect that.
What makes you think that?
Because the Eagles are susceptible to everything in the first half. And I feel like the 49ers execution is good enough to, by the time we get to halftime, say they're up by 3 possessions. And if they're up by 3 possessions, to me, that's it.
So you think it'll be 3 possessions so they can get up?
3 possessions. So I'm saying 3 possessions doesn't mean, I'm not saying
It is a touchdown.
Not 21. I'm not saying
17.
17.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they can be up by 17 by half, and to me, it's a wrap.
Interesting.
I
mean,
no.
Do you think that even with the Eagles, how they adjust, they make good adjustments?
Yeah, at halftime. But it's too late by then to me. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like at some point they have to learn this lesson. And I trust that Jalen Hurts will, like the focus that he had and how consistently he puts the message and the resolve and the vigor and all that into his team and the belief. I feel like he's going to have them boys ready. I really do.
I think
I just don't think they're going to
They'll
win.
be up by 17 or more by half. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see the Eagles try to make a comeback. But what's going to happen is they're going to have an answer every time. So it's like, even though you see them putting up and being more efficient, they're going to continue to do what they're already doing. So the game will never really get to a point where, oh my goodness, could the Eagles? No, because they responded. So it's like you'll literally sit here and say in the second half, even though the Eagles were better, the 49ers had control of this game throughout.
You don't think it's going to take any time for the 49ers to figure the Eagles out? You think it's going to be boom, boom?
Nobody's had an issue figuring the Eagles out in the first half. Technically, in the game, technically in the Bills in this past week, Bills Eagles, if James Cook catches that touchdown, it's 17 point
right there
at half.
Yep. That's a good point.
I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is the 49ers are going to be more efficient than the Bills, and they're going to actually do what the Bills should have done, and they'll be up by 17, and then they'll hold that throughout the rest of the time. Purdy's not going to. I don't think Purdy's going to have any costly interceptions, and just ride this thing out. Just do what you've been doing.
I'm sorry for your loss. Also.
No, it's fine. I'm just I'm just saying. I just think that I think the 49ers are better than the Bills, so I'm going to say here so the 49ers can do what the Bills should have done, and they won't make the mistakes the Bills made. That's just my logic.
I ain't mad at it. It makes sense to me.
Okay.
I think it's going to be close.
After that, I think the Eagles will go on a tear.
I think
they'll finally realize they can't keep doing this.
That is
a conversation that we've had in recent weeks where, we notice the Eagles in a number of occasions this year, they found ways to have slow starts to games. And it just so happened to be, situations where teams are not capitalizing on that. This is one particular opponent that can absolutely capitalize on a bad start by the Eagles. So,
because the way the Eagles have been is it's not really about scoring first, it's more about keeping that momentum after you score first. Because I'm pretty sure they scored that touchdown first in the game against y'all, right?
Yeah,
I think it was 7-3.
It was 7-0.
Oh, 7-0. And then y'all went and had 17 straight, and then they came back and did what they did, and it was a game. So I think that they're a team that can get on the board first, but once you get that initial, okay, this is our starting drive, our scripted drive, once that happens, then it's just okay, what are we doing now? And that's kind of been, their thing is they just haven't been able to keep that. I will say they didn't score on their initial drive against y'all, but they just were able to get the ball in the zone.
I'm excited to see these next 2 weeks. Eagles 49ers, Eagles Cowboys.
Eagles are on a tough stretch, which is also why I could see them losing.
Let me ask you guys this. Now that's in Dallas, right?
Correct.
I just want to throw out a hypothetical. What's the talk if the Eagles lose back-to-back?
You mean this week and next week?
Yep.
Who are they playing next weekend?
Cowboys.
And they played the Cowboys already, right? And they
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
So most likely they're going to lose.
What's the talk if they lose back-to-back?
If they lose back-to-back, then they drop to what, 9?
They're still the one
Maybe
seed
10
because they're still the one seed because their losses will be in the AFC except for the Cowboys. Whereas the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals, San Francisco, and to the Eagles. And then the 49ers lost to the Bengals.
Well, that depends because what about the Lions?
Are we still viewing –
The Lions lost to the Seahawks. They lost to the Packers. There's another NFC team.
And the Ravens.
And the Ravens.
So are we still –
they would only have one NFC loss.
In the situation that the Eagles lose back-to-back, are we still considering them the best team in the league?
I don't consider them it now.
Well,
are you guys considering them the best team in the league?
I also
I would consider it only because their losses are to good teams.
I would give it to the 49ers.
And they had a crazy stretch. Nobody's had this type of stretch.
Is the back-to-back losses to those two teams going to hinder that stretch?
Not when you've already beaten other great teams.
They've already beat the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Bills. They've
already beaten good teams.
All questionable teams.
None of those teams
are great. None of them are great.
Most of them are
questionable. Some of the Chiefs aren't great.
No,
not this year. No, sir.
The Chiefs are not great.
No, sir.
They're good, but they're not great. They're not.
But
great.
So if they finish number one in the division, they're not great.
I don't care about that. I see when it comes
it's really
to
just the receivers. Patrick Mahomes and defense.
You can say there's a flaw with every team.
Hold on.
You can't.
Exactly.
But what?
So why teams are great then?
Okay,
No.
The Chiefs are really good.
right,
They're
gonna
really
say-
good. Great is.
How many great teams are there?
I'm going to sit here and say that the 49ers and Cowboys will be the best teams that they will play. So if you lose both of these games to the best team, that you should go
You've already beat
1-2. You should go 1-2
Why are the
They've already
Cowboys better
beat
than the
one.
Chiefs?
They beat the Cowboys.
Why are the
already.
Cowboys better than the Chiefs?
because they just are.
Okay, so they
I don't know
are.
what
Okay,
we're
but they already beat the Cowboys. So they go 1-1 with the
I
Cowboys.
don't know
How
about
they,
that logic there.
So they go 1-1 with the Cowboys
Because I said so.
Like,
That's crazy.
Okay,
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
fair point. For you, how are the Cowboys better than the Chiefs? The only reason why the only thing that the Chiefs have better, to me, is your quarterback. That's it.
that's all you need.
There's nothing else on your team to me.
They've shown us. I feel like benefit of the doubt in this situation.
I don't care about what you did last season or the season before. I'm talking about this year. And this year, you are not a great
We've
team.
seen Dak when the game is tied or if they're losing.
You're focused on one person.
Of
But the
course.
quarterback
But it's
is
the most
main
impactful
thing.
I'm
position on the
saying
field.
the Cowboys as a team can beat that one person. That's what I'm saying.
Can they though?
Yes.
They didn't last year.
What did I just say?
I'm just saying.
I don't care about last year.
I need to
This
see
year,
it.
Okay,
the
okay,
Cowboys
okay.
can beat
I need
them.
to see it.
Okay, think about it like this.
Because not like
Like,
the Chiefs' defense hasn't improved and can't
barring-
put Dak in bad
Barring,
situations.
barring that, have we seen the Cowboys beat a great team or a good team?
Have I seen them
Hadn't
beat a
seen them
good
run
team?
consistently.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them beat a good team. Let me
Who?
go back. Didn't I just say? Give me a
Hey.
sec. Dang.
Like,
Maybe
because
not that
like we've seen them. I think the one thing with the Cowboys is obviously what people have said. They've done what
Yeah,
they're
they've beat
supposed to
nobody
do.
of relevance.
They've done what they're supposed to do and beat the teams they needed to beat handily. They've not had to go up against somebody.
The Jets
that
and
we
Chargers
thought-
are their most
that we thought
relevant.
were good and won. So,
So
that's
what-
the thing that.
so
So, that's
what-
the thing.
so
The
what have
Cowboys,
you
like,
seen-
you can't say they're a
That's
great
What have
team.
you? What have
They
you?
haven't played anybody
Okay, so
worse.
what have you seen
I
from
think
the
it's the
Chiefs to
Rams.
say that they're great?
They beat the Jaguars. Jaguars are 8-3.
I don't know.
They're a good team.
No,
They-
thank you.
No.
They're a good team.
You said great.
Exactly. They're a good team.
But okay, and but what we said was by your logic, then there are no great teams, and you say you're okay with that. And I was like, cool.
So by
But
your
I said
logic,
even with the Cowboys haven't beaten any good teams.
so by your logic, what have you seen in the Chiefs to say that they're great? Because what I've seen is I've seen them play two teams that are held to a certain a certain level, a certain echelon. They lost to Detroit. We saw what happened with Philly. They have 2 home losses,
Okay,
which is
Detroit
which is rare. 2 home losses in KC before December. When the last time we saw that? That's pretty notable. That's pretty notable. So and then I've seen them I've seen them on the road against the Raiders. You needed a Patrick Mahomes second half to escape that game.
That's what makes him special. Like they have a Patrick Mahomes, and other people don't have that.
But that's
I'm
against the
saying.
Raiders.
you make
the
it seem like the
Cowboys-
Raiders wasn't on a 2-game win streak.
I did. Were they not? Were
Are
they
we not
not?
just praising the Eagles for doing this?
Were-
They did
were
that
they-
against the Commanders.
were they not
They
tied?
I mean,
Were they
yeah.
not
At
tied
the end of the
at
day,
halftime?
you
It's
won
the
the
same
game.
thing.
Oh, we're all
Were-
talking too much.
Were they not tied at halftime with
better hope, man.
with the Chargers at home? The Chiefs. I think they were tied at halftime with the Chargers, and
They
they
beat him
needed
by 2 touchdowns.
they needed that second half to do them. Okay.
Wait. Hold
I
on.
also saw this Chiefs team, this great Chiefs team, all right, go on a road to a 1-5 Broncos team that gave up 70 points and they couldn't score a touchdown.
Patrick
Let
Mahomes.
alone win the game.
That Broncos team
Also,
is a definitely
They
different team now.
they couldn't score a
They weren't
touchdown.
then.
They
Patrick
could
not
not.
that.
Mahomes is sick.
They were
They
not.
are now.
No, they were
So
not
you
at
have-
1-5. When at that point,
No.
you did not
But
look
what
at
are
the.
they now on a 5-game?
That
win
doesn't
streak?
matter.
It does matter.
When
No,
you
it doesn't.
no, when you
So
go
okay,
down,
okay,
that
hold
number.
on. Okay, so if the Broncos end up making the playoffs, we're gonna make that a bad loss.
you did not think about that when they were 1-5
Exactly.
and they
Doesn't
held them to
matter.
without a
But
touchdown.
where are they at the end? What are they now?
No, that doesn't matter. Because when the Bills were
How
playing the Broncos, you was looking at me like, bro, you can't possibly lose to the Broncos, right? Yeah, exactly. So we got to
But now we look at the loss.
No,
We look at the loss.
no.
But we said that. We said,
No.
how could they lose to the Broncos?
No.
We said that when they lost.
And so you
Okay.
can't sit here
Okay.
and say
All right.
that Broncos team of September or October.
No, it's in November.
So, by your logic, since we're using logics here, by your logic,
Yeah.
all right, what did you see
Now
in
y'all
Kansas
philosophical.
City in that Denver game that makes you believe that they're great? in either Denver
Nothing.
game because they struggled in that Denver
Nothing.
game at home as well.
Nothing.
So why did you label them great?
Because they've beaten teams that we feel like are good. They've beaten the Jaguars. They played well against the Lions and Eagles.
No.
Played
Hold on,
well.
come out. You
Played
said
well.
they have beaten, and then you went to played well.
Played well.
Which one is it?
They beat the Dolphins and they beat the Jaguars. Two teams that lead their divisions.
I don't care about leading their divisions because
No, the Falcons lead the division.
They're from 8-3.
But we know Tua also has not beat a good team
Exactly,
this year.
that's
and
what
it's
I'm saying.
unproven.
Okay, what about the
don't
Jaguars?
say that.
What about the Jaguars then?
The Jaguars, they got it done. It's more like they got it
So
done.
what? The Jaguars just.
But
We're supposed to just
it's
discard
more
the
so-
Jaguars.
I don't
I mean,
think the
the
Jaguars are that good.
Great teams, Ravens,
They're a
49ers,
good team.
Eagles.
They're
That's
a
who's
good
been great to
team.
me this year. That's my list.
But that doesn't.
I wanna
But
throw it
beating
in
the
there.
Jaguars makes you great.
Look, if you're not going to say that the Cowboys are a good team, you have to say the Dolphins are a good team because they do the same thing.
Well, even in the
They beat
situation,
teams that they're
even
supposed
in
to
the,
beat,
even in the situation,
and they have lost to teams that people
going
thought,
back to your logic, even in the situation, what if the Broncos don't make the playoffs? Are you still going to hold that game where they're held touchdownless?
Bless you.
You're looking at it now because the Broncos are good. What if they don't make the playoffs? How are you going to look at that loss for the Chiefs?
Like it was a bad loss, but you can say the same thing. Was it a bad loss? Hold on. If the Steelers don't make the playoffs and the Ravens, are you going to still consider them a great team because they were held to 10 points against the Steelers?
Marcus, I'm going to look you in your eye.
Yes.
Oh, I don't care what listen to me. I don't care what the Broncos do the rest of the year. Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense was held without a touchdown to a 1-5 team on the road. That's a bad loss.
It
no
is.
matter
I
what.
didn't say that. I didn't say that it wasn't, but you're gonna have
No,
to say
you
that.
said it was a bad loss if the Broncos don't make the
It
playoffs.
was a bad loss at the time. I said that. We
No,
said
no.
it was a
Here's
bad
the question.
loss.
Here's the
We're
question.
trying not to get
What do you think that they need to be great? What are they missing from the resume? The Chiefs.
Wide receivers.
Eric Bieniemy.
They didn't have that last
So
year.
then
You can say
they
that.
just gonna stay where they
you
had
can
been.
say that,
Wide
but you
receivers.
can't say wide receiver because they didn't have it last year.
Eric Bieniemy.
Rasheed Rice just had 100 yards last game, so maybe he
Wide
could have come on.
receivers.
Juju.
I'm telling you, you keep on just discrediting Juju. Juju didn't have the drop percentage that these guys got. That's what I do.
Juju played a lot better than all these guys.
That's what I keep saying. And you keep on dismissing and
Rasheed
poo-pooing.
Rice is going to have similar stats than Juju by the end of the season.
I guarantee you,
Juju's not gonna have as
Juju
many
will not
drops.
have as many drops.
Have as
I was
many
just like,
drops?
exactly.
We'll see.
No, there's no. I think he's already.
I want you. No,
I think it's
I want
already
you.
been done.
No, I'm saying I'm using.
I don't know about that.
Even if he has the numbers,
we've seen Sky Moore, we've seen Watson, and we've seen.
We can.
I don't know if I've seen Rasheed Rice dropping a lot of passes.
yes,
Scantling.
yes, I've cut.
Scanlon, yeah, but
Yes, I've looked at
Rasheed Rice.
Yes, I've looked at highlights where he's dropped passes, bro. Yes, he's dropped passes.
I got
They all have.
I got
Every last one of them.
They got what, 26 as a team?
I gotta see the
They have
numbers.
more than that now. I think they had
25,
three. I think they had 3 more than last game.
I gotta see the numbers.
All right, let me move on to the
Get your
AFC.
numbers. Crunch them.
AFC, Xavier has the game of the week as the Texans game.
What?
It's where he thinks.
It is
Yeah.
important.
Nah, that's not getting.
It says Texans Broncos. Yo Broncos.
It's important for
Who you
AFC
talking about?
playoff seeding.
Yo Broncos. Texans.
They're not my Broncos.
They're yours now.
They was your Broncos.
For this
Yeah,
show,
they was your Broncos.
for this
Oh,
show,
you-
they're your Broncos. Because I didn't even defend them as hard as you going right now. So for this show,
No,
Your
because he
Broncos.
said that he was like, okay, cool, it's a loss. I'm like, yeah, it's a bad loss, but if they finish in the playoffs,
they're not going
it's
to.
not going to be a bad loss.
They're not going to.
Hey, well, they're in the AFC. I don't know, man. 6 and 7, those spots are.
I feel like
Up
if
for grabs.
there's anyone who I don't want to say we can excuse a bad loss for, but it's probably the Chiefs. Like I don't even wanna-
We
not making
said
an
it.
excuse,
We said it at the.
Broncos,
Hold on, we said it at the time.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. He got me distracted.
I don't
Texans.
care, but we said at the time that they always have a bad loss and they still end up being great.
I got bad loss.
I don't hear.
The Commanders beat the Ravens the year they won the Super Bowl.
You'll see when it happens. When they get knocked out of the playoffs, ASAP, I'm going to look at you and be like, now shut up about what they did in the past.
AFC
I told you what it was this year.
AFC Championship. We already said
We
it.
told you what it was this year. No, they're not making it to the AFC Championship.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
Chiefs.
We'll see.
No, they're not.
I don't know who beat them, but we'll see.
Who I had? I think I had Bills Ravens. I think that
But
was my AFC.
it's supposed to be for me. I had Chiefs Ravens. I said the Chiefs gonna lose to the Ravens. I'm
So
cool with that.
Arsenal
It's gonna be the AFC Championship.
Texans, they're not. Texans,
Oh,
Broncos.
okay. That's a hater.
Let's talk about it. It's
What
not
you
hate.
what you wanna talk about?
But there's no one beating them.
All right, watch. It's not that difficult to beat the Chiefs as constructed. So,
Okay.
I was just gonna say
because they can get shut out by anybody in a whole half now.
the style of play that Russell
Man,
Wilson
man.
has really just doesn't sit right in my spirit. I don't like
What does it say, right?
Russell West. Oh, I said Russell Westbrook. That's Russell
Wow,
Westbrook.
wrong sport.
Russell Wilson. I'm so sorry. I think I had it right the first time. Wrong the
What
second
about
time.
Wilson?
His play style don't sit right in my spirit. He's doing what he needs to do. They're putting themselves in position to win. You know what I'm saying? Javonte's running the ball better, getting more touches. The aesthetics, he be throwing balls in the dirt, like flat routes, boom. Like he does so much to where I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna move the ball consistently for me to believe in the Broncos like that.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes, go right ahead.
I want to burst your bubble. Rasheed Rice leads the team in drops.
Let me see this. Let me see this.
I want to believe in their offense.
I'll give it to him.
It's the same issue
Simon,
I have
Can you
with
do me a favor?
Steelers.
I'm gonna go back and see what Juju had.
Browns.
I already got it right here. Juju had
Steelers.
6.
Okay,
Wow.
one more. So
No. We still got
We
5
still got a whole
games.
month.
I know we'll see. But one
What do
more.
you mean we'll see? You gonna get a negative drop?
No. What I'm saying is, if he only has one more drop, but he has similar stats,
Oh, so
that's
you
not.
saying that you're not gonna have another drop for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, good.
All right.
As the weather gets colder.
That's fine.
Weather outside is.
We'll
Go ahead,
see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I don't like the way the Broncos win, and I hate when I do
I
this to
agree.
teams. I don't like it. It don't sit right in my spirit. It's the same thing like having to depend on your defense to put your offense in a position to win, like put you in the red zone.
Sounds
Like
the Steelers.
Sounds like the
it's the
Jets.
same. Jets, Steelers, Browns, all of them. Like they really, they need their defense to not only like stop people, but create turnovers and put themselves in the red zone, in field goal range, to go get points.
You're viewing this, so you have an issue with teams that are led by their defenses, basically.
No, that need their defense to score or put their offense right there.
I mean,
It's not just.
You don't like
but it-
teams that are
but it-
led by their defense.
But it used to.
I want to believe that my offense can go 75 yards.
No, but it used to be like that where teams needed that,
Teams
and that's
needed
how
that.
they were good.
That's why, yeah.
It's so
When it
we
gets-
only
no,
that-
we only-
I'm thinking big picture.
I know. We
I'm
only
not-
feel like teams can't win that way because of the way offense is in the game.
But what I'm saying,
but-
when you think of teams, I'm not putting the Broncos in this class with these teams. When you think of teams that are led by their defenses, you look at the 2000 ratings. That was not an offensive juggernaut. They needed their defense to give them good field position because they were not driving 80 yards down the field. You look at Seattle in the mid 2010s, led by the Legion of Boom. That offense, that offense was up, but that defense gave them.
The fact that they could do that to Peyton
opportunities.
Manning,
and then
Right.
also,
record-setting Peyton
Right,
Manning,
right.
shut them down.
That 2015 Broncos team,
yeah, with that.
Right.
Boo-boo.
But-
they were not going to drive 80 yards
I think-
with that. So I'm saying,
But is
7
that
years
this
later-
defense that?
7 years later,
but what
17 years later, 20-something years later,
I'm speaking to the concept of defense.
I understand.
it's
understand.
different than 2000 or 2010 or 2015.
So you
Well,
don't
well,
Imagine if
no,
the
no,
Chiefs
no,
see the
no,
Broncos in the
no,
playoffs.
no.
so you don't
I'll
think
first round.
I'll say not so much.
you don't think a defensive led team.
But here's my thing: when you say defensive led, if you're telling me it's a team that defensively they don't give up more than 17 points, that's a defensive led team.
No, when I say
No,
defensive led,
but if it's a team like that where it's like, yeah, this defense is good at shutting teams down and everything is led by that, so that my offense only has to put up 20 points in order to win because my defense won't give up. That's fine.
Like the Bucs
But
defense
if you're
with Tom
telling
Brady,
me
like that
I
type.
need my defense to get 3 turnovers in the game, I'm not buying. That's
different.
why I'm not buying.
That's
It doesn't
that's
feel
what the Broncos.
That's
That's what the
they
Broncos are.
But
right
if
now.
you're a team, again, that 2015 Broncos team, they didn't need their defense to get as many turnovers. They just needed them to get them in good field position, which is what they did often. So my thing is, I get your point about that. You cannot go into each game, especially this part of the year, and expect your defense to get 3 turnovers.
That's all I'm saying.
However, I feel you can be a defensive led team, and when I say that, I mean a team. When you hear their name, what's the first thing you think about? When you hear the Chiefs, what's the first thing you think about? When you hear the Eagles, what's the first thing you think about? So those type of defensive led teams are teams that when you hear their name, you think about, man, we gotta play that defense again, man. That defense just when you think of the 2015 Panthers.
I mean, shoot, they would
It was
have
just
got
a lot.
shut out by the damn.
I thought about Cam. You said 2015 Panthers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Cam.
No.
I do think about Cam.
You don't think
He was
Cam?
an MVP.
MVP
No.
Cam?
He was an MVP.
No, I don't.
Who do you think of? Luke
I
Kuechly?
think of, bro,
I mean,
the amount of turnovers that team had,
Yes.
led by Sean McDermott's defense,
Kuechly
was crazy.
He would think
with
Sean McDermott's
Shepard.
It adds up.
Kuechly
That makes
was
sense.
With
defensive player.
He
what's
was-
his face?
Cam
You're
was
not wrong, but
MVP.
MVP Cam is the
No,
answer.
I get it.
Like
That's your first
You
thought.
think of Cam before you.
How? That's your
No,
first
No,
because
no,
I was more impressed with their defense.
I wonder if you thought of Cam more.
Again,
because-
I thought the defense set Cam up for success.
Bro, Cam,
I thought
that
the defense set them up
I'm
for
he
not-
success.
did, but that no,
But
but
when
that,
you're the
but that,
MVP,
but you,
that means you.
I get that. But
No,
you,
it
but
don't
that
mean
defense,
nothing. Just
Yes,
means
it does.
you
It
were
means you
top
had a
quarterback.
great season.
but that defense,
Yeah, but that defense
but
had
that
a great
defense,
season.
that defense,
But he had a
The
great
but he
season.
defense led that team.
but that defense was just as good as the Broncos defense that year. It just so happened that one team had the MVP at quarterback and another team had a guy with a dead arm. That Panthers defense was
and
just
the
as
other
good.
Defense.
That Panthers defense was just as
Dominated.
good. Luke
They didn't
Kuechly,
dominate.
yes, they did.
Not in that game.
Well, not in that game.
That's what I'm
No.
talking
But
about.
that defense was great. Luke Kuechly won Defensive Player of the Year. That's defensive MVP.
There you go.
And
There you
had
go.
an MVP. That's what I'm saying.
No. That's your MVP.
Nobody counts the defensive player.
You want to know why? Because
as
it's a
the
quarterback-driven
MVP.
award. Like,
But nobody,
But
everybody
if,
says.
if the defensive player of the year is on your defense,
Well,
bro, I'm gonna sit here and look at you like, bro, the defensive player of the year don't go to a team that's defense ain't it.
This could be a segue, by the way.
He was not Defensive Player of the Year that year, but he has been Defensive Player of the Year twice.
Okay, I don't want to hear
Which
this.
years?
I don't wanna
2012
hear
and
this.
2013.
I don't want to hear this.
Back-to-back years.
I don't want to hear
Yeah,
this.
that's nuts.
so
How good
No,
was
it's still led by the
2015.
defense.
That's kind of crazy.
MVP
I'm still
Cam.
thinking. I'm still thinking.
MVP
defense.
Cam.
I'm still thinking.
Oh,
Black
yeah,
Panthers
yeah,
defense.
okay. All right. That's okay. You're a little biased. But
No, I'm not.
you're Sean McDermott's defense.
It was his defense.
Yeah, so that's your coach.
But I don't care what he did with
The
the
Panthers did lead the league in points per game that year. Just want to throw that out there.
So MVP Cam.
But
Points per game, that is a skewed number because turnovers can make that happen.
Points per
Six
game.
yards.
Cam
in
MVP.
turnovers.
So that's
They
it,
were
man.
first in takeaways that year.
Weren't they?
Okay.
And that set Cam up. Like, stop.
Set Cam up.
Stop. The same way
Okay.
it's setting up the same way it's setting up homeboy right now with Denver, Russ.
Oh,
Turnovers,
so
that's
Russ
not-
can be MVP.
No. I'm not
Okay,
saying he's
then.
as bad as Russ.
So
I'm
then what
simply
we
saying
talking about?
the defense easily set up that offense with being first and takeaways. That's what they live by. That was
Oh,
their
okay,
brand.
hold on.
We're
So,
breaking
so,
buttons.
so could Dak Prescott, could he have been MVP these past few years? 'Cause The
Offensive.
Dallas Cowboys are first in takeaways.
Huh?
The Dallas Cowboys are first in takeaways for the past 2 years. Does that mean Dak should have been MVP? He had good numbers.
No,
Okay.
because he
Yeah.
also led the league in
All right,
turnovers.
Where
He led the league like
one
that's
time.
not.
Bring it
That
back.
was one time.
Bring it back.
Not the other year.
Bring it
Like
back.
the other year.
Bring
He-
it back. Bring it back.
He's still
Bring it back.
He
he's
had
always been
37 touchdowns.
he's always been turnover prone.
No, he hasn't.
All right, let's bring it back.
He had
No, Dak-
1 year
Yes.
turnover.
he hadn't
Thank
been.
No, he has been.
No,
Sorry,
he
in
hasn't.
critical moments, Dak has been turnover prone,
No,
and
actually,
that has
Tuesday-
cost him games.
You can say, if you want to say critical moments, cool.
Yes, so that's what I mean. I'm sorry. My
Oh,
bad.
that's
That's better
why man
framing.
don't turn the ball over.
This is
Better
us
framing.
on the daily.
Sorry.
I don't know where do we leave off?
Texans Broncos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, CJ Stroud.
Bro, look, just know.
Is Tank Dell
Broncos
healthy?
gonna
What's going
lose this
on?
week.
Are we doing predictions?
Yeah, Broncos gonna lose. Point blank per.
Broncos lose if they don't force 2 turnovers.
No, Broncos losing.
This is in Denver.
No,
I think it's in Texas.
It's in Houston.
Houston
You know what?
Vegas.
Broncos at Texans.
What's the line?
Oh, you know, you're a betting man?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Let me
You
check
know
my
I'm a
draft
betting
games.
man.
I do indeed.
Responsibly.
But
Absolutely.
it's gonna be a long day for the Broncos.
Nah.
They're not gonna have no turnovers.
The one
and
thing
you're just gonna see that lead.
the one thing that
gradually
bothers me is the fact that
Texans 3.5.
Texans are 3.5 point
So
favorites.
essentially because
The
the home.
They're home.
But the betting
The one-
odds are for the
So
Broncos
it's
to
a
cover.
push.
Oh, the betting odds are for the Broncos to cover. So, which means
Minus
if this
122
is in Denver,
plus
they would definitely
102
be the
for
favorites.
Texans.
My issue is the Broncos are getting a CJ Stroud that has definitely been turnover prone to his standards in the last couple of weeks. So he's getting ready to go up against a defense that is lights out in that category right now, at least over the past 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one concern.
Tank Dell's also been
It's
a little
not-
injured.
It's not that the Broncos would need to get turnovers in order to win. It's the fact that they're getting a quarterback that's been turning the ball over a little bit the past couple of games. That's what it is. And I'm worried about CJ Stroud on this one. This is tough.
I think Broncos. I got Broncos.
I think they force
They
a
way.
couple turnovers. I think they find a way.
I don't think they force turnovers. I think that the Texans defense is gonna cause a lot of damage to Russ and them. Which I mean, it's not hard to. So you don't need to be an elite defense to cause a problem for the Broncos offense.
I
think the
the
defense is
thing
good
is,
enough to
the
cause
thing is,
issues.
if it's a
Not
defense-
turnover issues.
No,
Just issues.
no. But if it's a defensive game, which I'm assuming you think it is,
Probably, yeah, I think it would be.
wouldn't you think the Broncos would be better in that respect if it's a defensive game?
Nope. Because I'm gonna put my money on the team that has
What's
a better
the over?
offense.
For
That's all. If it was a defensive game and both
3.5.
offenses were equal,
Over under.
then yes.
Oh,
Because I think that
I mean, they've been doing that for 5 weeks.
47
and it seems
and a
it's been
half.
working for them. Yeah.
Take
But
the under.
I mean, I guess it has to stop at some point.
It's not sustainable.
I mean, this is
24 points apiece.
Over 47 and a half is the over under.
I'm taking that.
You taking the under there? Even I mean, the Texans have shown the ability to put up like 30 points. They've done it a couple times.
Yeah, but
I think they will do it.
So that means you would take
To be
the over
honest,
if you were betting. You would
and
take the over.
look, you say 47 and a half. They only scored 45 with the Jaguars last week.
Who?
The Texans.
Oh, the Texans.
Like it was
24-21.
24-21.
I definitely don't expect this Broncos team to score more than 21 points in this game.
And that's what I'm saying. To me, I think it's going to be a defensive game, which I'm like, I would bet under.
I might, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Because I think
might
it'll
take
be
the
like a
under.
17-20 type of game.
I
where
was
it's just
thinking
like-
21-17, something like that. Yeah. So I think I would take the under too. But yeah, Broncos. I think the Broncos, they may not match what they've been doing in recent weeks with 3 turnovers or more, but I think they create a couple key turnovers.
So you're
late.
choosing Broncos.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this game
You're
will have
choosing
more
Broncos?
control in the AFC.
You're
Yes.
choosing Broncos?
Broncos.
3, Deuce.
Broncos.
You're choosing Broncos. So I'm the only one choosing Texans?
Yeah.
Let me ask you: Is the winner of this game your likely 7 seed?
So I was gonna bleed right into that. That's exactly what we were bleeding into because we have right now Steelers, Browns, and Colts at 5, 6, and 7 in that order, and then you have Texans, Broncos, Bills, Bengals on the outside.
Two of those Browns.
No,
Browns is falling out.
Texans, I think after they lose to the Broncos, they went out.
So you will have them in. So the 2 teams you're having coming out: Steelers, Browns, and Colts. So I'm saying Browns and Colts are coming out.
The way the Browns have been looking with these quarterback injuries, I think they'll be out.
Yeah. Same for the Colts. I think the Colts will be out too.
That's a tough one.
It might come down to week 18.
Because to me, the only teams I see getting
The
in at this
Titans-
point is Colts, Texans, and Broncos.
Right now,
So-
I would say the Broncos. And I'm not the Broncos. The Browns and the Colts are out.
Well, you got to put the Bills in?
Why you got some disgust in your tone by saying that?
Because you
What
guys
do you
are
mean?
Because y'all have a hard schedule.
Cordell, I got it. Look, man. You guys are 6-6 at the end of November. Man.
That's 6 and 16 on the schedule.
Bro,
I'm
y'all have a
disappointed.
hard schedule.
I am disappointed, man.
Look, and you talking about y'all can't lose another game. Bro, you have the Cowboys still. You have the Dolphins.
And
the
according to
Chiefs.
you, they
Chiefs.
okay.
Yeah,
They-
Can you give me the
They're
teams
good.
that are on the outside?
But that means y'all ain't even good.
Te-
Y'all just
We're better than
Texans,
them. Don't worry.
Colts, Bills,
Texans, Broncos,
That's
Bills.
gonna be better than a lot of
Texans,
teams
Broncos,
y'all lost to.
Oh my God!
and the Bengals are 5 and 6.
Oh,
That's Texas,
Sorry for your
Broncos,
loss.
Bills, Bengals.
bruh.
That's what
You
to
have
me.
Steelers,
To me,
Browns, and
I think
Colts.
it's Steelers, Colts, Texans, and when the Colts and Texans play in Week 18, that's gonna be determined who's the 6 and 7, 6 or 7.
It's really, do you trust in CJ Stroud?
Hold on.
Defenses?
So you got 3 AFC South teams getting in.
At this point, bro,
Bro, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
I think
Colts, Texans, and Jags all getting
no,
into the
no,
playoffs.
Colts are
Yeah.
not getting in.
Man,
Right now,
please.
I got the Browns. I got the Browns and Colts dropping out. I'm putting the Broncos in.
So you got you're picking
So
the
you have to
Browns
use
and
one
Colts
more.
out, and you're putting the Broncos in. So what are you doing? Texans, Broncos?
It'd have to be more than that.
If he's taking out the Browns and Colts, and he says he's putting the Broncos in, that means there's only one spot.
Oh, okay.
That means y'all think the Jags are gonna beat the Browns
I'm
next
sliding the Bills.
Yep.
Y'all got the Texans
Look at
beating
that.
I'm
You hear that?
We sliding Bills.
That's what
the
he's
Bills.
doing.
Hey, good luck.
the Bills are out.
I'm sliding the Bills.
The Bills are out right now. But
Oh, you're sliding them
in.
I'm
Yeah.
sliding the Bills.
So it's gonna be Bills and who for you?
The Bills and the Broncos.
Bills and the Broncos.
Bills at the 6 seed. Broncos at the 7.
Man.
I really like the Broncos.
We biting your
schedule.
lip. We smirking.
But look,
I really like the Broncos schedule.
That's the thing.
I like the
schedule
Broncos
wise,
schedule
the
too.
Bills have the toughest task
They do.
out of all these teams.
but
I don't really like
they
it,
are the best team out of all these teams.
It's
So
managed.
it's okay.
I think the
we
only
already lost to the Broncos.
Ooh.
I think the only game
We beat the Dolphins. So what do you want me to say then?
I think
Yeah, that means tiebreaker wise.
No. Don't change the conversation. You said we lost to the Broncos, so that means
Yeah.
the Broncos are better than us?
Maybe.
Okay, so we beat the Dolphins.
All right, that means.
So what now?
the Jets
What are you saying?
The Jets are better than them, then I guess.
You see, but we beat the Jets. So again, you
Yeah,
keep on
so-
doing this head to head. So the Broncos are better than the Chiefs? Broncos better than the Chiefs,
They
right?
beat the Chiefs.
So they're better than the Chiefs?
what are we
Chiefs beat
doing?
them.
So basically, what I was saying was
No, you keep on doing this because you beat them head to head. Don't mean you better.
I'm sliding the Bills in. I think the only loss the Bills have the rest of the way is to the Dolphins in the season finale.
But he said they can't even afford that.
Well, no, if they go 11-6, they can.
That's not 11
Oh
and
no, that's
6.
10-7.
That's 10 and 7 with tiebreakers, and it's another AFC loss. Do they really get in? I mean, we'll see.
How many? Let me look at their schedule.
But the Colts only have 5 losses. Texans only have 5 losses. Like that means they each gotta lose what 3
Can somebody
more?
tell me what the Bills' standings with their
They're
record is
10,
in the
6 and
conference?
6 and
No,
6.
what's
3 and
their
5.
record?
Oh,
3
3
and
5.
3 and 5 in the conference.
Yes.
If they beat the Chiefs,
2 and 2 in the division.
if they beat the Chiefs, Chargers, Patriots, they're 6 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But then y'all lose the Dolphins. I mean, then that's 6 and 6.
6 and 6. So they'd be 6 and 6.
So at this point, the Colts would have to lose 3
I think they do.
Okay.
in the conference.
I think they do.
All right, so they have to lose 3 in the conference. Texans have to lose 3 in the conference.
What's their remaining schedule?
Texans have. That's why I said they was going to win out. After the Broncos, they have
What are the
Jets.
Broncos?
Hold on. They have Jets,
Mhm.
Titans,
Mhm.
Browns,
Mhm.
Titans again,
Mhm.
Colts at the end. I don't see them losing 3.
You don't see the Texans losing 3.
No,
Where's that Jets game?
it's right after the Broncos.
In Meadowlands.
Oh no,
in-
no, it's in Meadowlands. I'm not worried, bro. Tim Boyle ain't going that.
It's not about Tim Boyle.
It's not about a Tim Boyle. It's about that defense.
No. Because at the end of the day, Zach Wilson did enough in some of those games to actually get in the end zone. I don't see Tim
I don't
Boyle.
I don't see why.
What's
they're
the
still
Broncos?
starting.
Let me see.
I still don't see why they're starting Tim Boyle.
That's why he doesn't. Win.
There's nothing I'm seeing from him.
I don't think he's ever won an
Especially
NFL game.
if they're not going to trust him with the playbook.
There's
No,
nothing.
so the
offense out there.
Broncos
They'll
have
handle
the
business.
Texans,
They handicapped
the
themselves twice.
Chargers,
Twice.
the Lions, the Chargers twice, and the Raiders. The Raiders.
I can see
and the
them losing
Patriots.
3 more games.
I say they split the Chargers. They lose to the Lions.
And what? Lose to the Raiders or the Patriots?
Hold on. I don't even think that I don't even have the Broncos getting to 10 wins. So personally, for me, I had the Texans and Bills getting in, and the Broncos not getting in.
You don't have them getting to 10 wins.
That's
Uh,
yeah,
I got to figure this out.
because that's One. I have one.
Because that means they would have to lose
three.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to have. And you said they would lose to the Texans.
I have
You have them
to
losing to the Lions and then splitting with the Chargers. So that's 3 losses.
and then
And that will
it'll come down to the
that will put them out
Raiders.
completely, right?
And it'll come down. It'll come down to their. They can't lose.
So
to the
that
Raiders.
that will give them how many losses? That'll give them 8 losses.
It was gonna make.
So that would be There's your
If
your
they
two-
only lose one more.
yeah. So that would
10 and
definitely
7,
yeah.
so I
So
think-
you would need Denver to lose 3 more games.
Yeah,
It is
I
possible.
think it's right there for the taking.
I thought I liked the schedule more
So-
than I did. I don't.
Yeah,
That's
why
I don't believe in the Chargers because
That's
no,
the
but
difference.
they're facing them twice. I feel like they're going to split. So they're going to. I don't think they're going to sweep. I don't think the Broncos are sweeping the Chargers.
Chargers aren't good.
my
That's
only
what I'm saying.
my only
Neither are the Broncos.
they're 6-5. That's good enough.
No,
Chargers aren't good at all. They're
the
4-7.
Chargers pass defense is buns, but do we trust the Broncos to?
Bro,
be able
the
to
Chargers
take
did
that?
that.
The Chargers just lost Joey Bosa. They don't have no secondary to begin with. Who's stopping the run?
That's a good question.
Don't worry about it. Division games is going. It's not going to be what he's saying it's going to be. They're going to lose.
Good question.
I mean, shoot, the Chiefs be sweeping the
Khalil Mack's
Chargers.
still
and
there.
They're
nothing
the
about
Chiefs.
that. They're not the
It's nice to
Chiefs.
see Khalil Mack
They
make
are the
appearances.
That's what Mahomes does.
That's what Mahomes.
But this is the Broncos. They're going to split with the Chargers.
Okay.
I got Texans and Bills. That's all I'm saying. I got Texans and Bills. I gave up on the Broncos a long time ago. It's crazy that I flipped now to the point where I'm arguing how they're not getting in, and you over here arguing that they're going to get in.
Because at this point, I'm looking at it. I'm like, bro, they got a good shot.
Yeah.
And in terms of coaching, I trust Sean Payton at this point more than I trust the other coaches.
D'Amico
Staley.
Ryans.
Now,
I mean, honestly, D'Amico, yeah, in terms of they have the same record.
if the Bills win out,
Yeah, if they win out, then
Then-
they got a chance. Yeah.
no. If they win out, they're in. There ain't no
Well,
chance.
You're
They're
right.
in.
You're right. They're in. If y'all
If
win
they
out,
win out, they're in.
but that just means y'all have
But-
to beat the Chiefs. Your beloved
I'm
Cowboys.
talking about the
Your
Chiefs.
beloved Cowboys. The Chargers that you say is good,
They are.
and the Dolphins. That's 4 teams that are up there. Huh.
And they
They're
beat them.
gonna beat all 4.
Ba, 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 ba. And they beat them all. Then the Dolphins drop down
Y'all have
to the
played-
6th seed.
Y'all
Fifth
have
seed.
y'all have played in 1,
Dolphins
2,
fall down to the 5th seed.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 one-score games this year.
Yes.
And out of those 8 one-score
Yeah, it
games,
is.
you have lost 1,
Mhm.
2, 3,
4, 5.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6.
Yes.
So all the games y'all lost have been one-score games.
Yes. Because we don't get blown out.
That's true.
So I don't know. There's no other way to beat us besides beating us in a one-score game.
That's tough. Because like if you guys aren't blowing someone out,
They said that last year, and last year they won 7 of their one-score games. This year it's the other way around. This is just how it goes. Just like we said, one year the Vikings losing all their one-score games, and the next year
Yeah.
winning all their one-score games. Like,
So
it just
if
happens.
if that's
It is what
the
it is.
case, do I see them winning out unless they're blowouts? I don't know. You guys have been a little different,
Could
and
they blow out the Chiefs? Yeah,
no, it's possible.
they
You
can.
go blow out the Cowboys too.
They could.
I don't see y'all doing that to everybody.
Against the Cowboys, though, they would have to force turnovers. I don't think they'd be able to blow out the Cowboys without forcing turnovers. They don't need to force turnovers to blow out the Chiefs.
Not sure.
They just need to keep Kelsey in check.
3 AFC South teams definitely doesn't look as crazy as it sounds.
That's what I said.
I ain't got time.
Like
for this.
schedule
really-
wise,
No, it does.
It
schedule-wise,
really
bro,
don't.
it
Let me
actually,
tell you something. If 3 AFC South teams make it into the playoffs, I'm just not watching the wild card.
Yeah.
Catch me in the divisional.
but it's
I'm
not.
not here to watch bad football.
But it's
There's-
not
there's
even
definitely
their
better
fault
things
that
to do
they
sometimes.
made it. It's
But-
not their
They
fault.
did their job. Minshew Mania.
Yo.
Y'all just should have beat them. The teams that played, y'all just should have beat them, and they just didn't.
I'm trying to think about how much I trust the Texans offense, how much I trust CJ to continue to be consistent. Because if they play like they've been playing, it should be Texans, Bills, Come on, Joshy.
Texans?
I believe in Joshy.
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 I mean, hey,
He's
look,
Joshy right
would
now.
it be a
He
better
needs to be coddled. He
playoff?
needs a
Would it
hug.
be
He
a
needs to
better
feel the love.
playoff if the Bills are
support.
in? Yes.
I'm coming for my man's neck.
Yes, not even a question. It would be a better playoffs if the Bills are in. But I think at this point,
More entertaining Bills.
the Bills
Texans,
are
for sure.
just dug you. You have dug yourself in a hole
I think
where
they
you
dig
still
out-
where you still have to play these good to great teams that we've already assumed are good to great,
Mhm.
and you have to beat them not just at home but on the road.
Yes,
Because I think
It's
that they,
hard.
I think that
play
they
the
are
best ball.
hard. Like,
Best
it's-
football.
It is hard, but I think that they
That
are
is
good
hard.
to great if they're playing their best football, and that's what they need to bring.
But
the
it's
rest of
hard
the
to
season.
do that week in and week out from what y'all have shown this season. It's
There are
hard.
teams who've done it. We've technically done it before.
It's
I'm
not if
saying,
y'all
I'm
beat
saying
yourself
it's
years
hard.
ago.
I'm saying it's hard because you guys, all right, you got to think. You say you did it 2 years ago, but like, was the schedule as hard as it is
No.
right now? And that's all I'm saying. It's hard. It would be different if y'all had like the Texans schedule going down the stretch, where it's just like, but all those games you should be highly favored in. But these aren't those type of games. Like that's
we
my
hear
only
for it.
issue
We
is
hear
they
for
are playing hard competition. It is not easy
It's a matter if you think the Bills are a good, really good,
because
great
if
or average team.
if they win out or they lose one and get into the playoffs, they will be a dangerous team.
Absolutely.
Because
And
at that
battle-tested.
point, it'll be battle tested and they have the momentum that we just beat these good teams.
And y'all would have to feel confident if y'all got into the playoffs.
Because whoever
what
they
y'all have to
play,
do to win these games, y'all gonna be ready.
whoever they play in the AFC, barring the Ravens, they've already played before.
Mm-hmm.
They would have played the Chiefs, they
Yep.
would have played the Dolphins, and they would have played the Jaguars.
Yep.
So it's none of those teams where it's just like
They seen them.
we've already seen them.
And I would
Team
love to get another crack at the Jaguars.
I bet you would.
That would be a Josh Allen revenge game. That's what you call a revenge.
That is.
All
That sounded better.
A little rude.
right,
Revenge.
All right. So let's get into this Thursday night. Cowboys, Seahawks.
Boo.
God damn.
I ain't right here the Cowboys.
All right.
That's a
Sorry.
rivalry. You know, Commanders Cowboys. That's a rivalry.
Left hand up.
So
Yes, sir.
What that?
That's
That's
a
a
rivalry.
man.
You don't know the history?
who are we liking in this game?
Yeah,
What are we
yeah.
talking
I
about?
just didn't want to feel no pain.
What are we talking about in this game?
But I guess I brought that up
All right,
myself.
what are we talking
I like
about?
the Cowboys.
Look.
I like the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
In this game.
Cowboys.
I'm a little concerned about the Seahawks not having Kenneth Walker in this particular matchup because they're going up against a Cowboys run defense that has been a little iffy all year long. Could they take advantage? We'll see. But I think tonight Dak plays well. I think that defense gets after Geno. Would not be surprised if we see another Deron Bland pick six.
Why gotta be Deron Bland picks it? Why can't it be just anybody picks
Well,
it?
Because he
he
don't
don't
wanna get-
Gilmore don't get no picks.
Because he don't want to get
He
them.
get all of them. He not defensive player of the year. I don't care what y'all tell me.
All right,
The
so
Commanders receivers was cooking him. I don't want to hear it. I
All right,
watched it. He's
so-
not defensive player of the year.
I'll say I think it's Cowboys. I just think that the Seahawks don't have enough, not only because the passing game hasn't been as good, and I think that's more on the offensive line and not being able to hold up enough, and also like them knowing that okay, like I think they have so many options they just don't even know how to get who the ball when. I think it seems like for some reason it just hasn't clicked with Geno with more weapons than it did when he had a little less last season. So I don't know what that's been about. Obviously, like they had injuries at the tackle position early in the season, so they just mostly tried to run it. They didn't even try and throw it as much. But yeah, I just think the Cowboys just have too much star power at the end of the day.
I really
No pun
want.
intended. Ha ha ha.
Wow.
ha.
Was not necessary.
I really want to find a way for the Cowboys to lose this game.
Oh my God.
It's Thursday night.
Oh, hey, Von
That's
Miller.
the answer.
Hey, look,
Thursday night
quick
football,
thing,
it's
quick
strange.
Quick thing. Von Miller
This could be
tackles
a,
in.
Congratulations.
Von Miller turned himself. For those who don't know, Von Miller had a warrant out for his arrest in Texas, which is kind of crazy. This man just flew back down to Texas, huh? Flew down to
And we
Texas
ain't got money.
for domestic violence accusations towards him for allegedly putting hands on his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
All right,
he's
now-
turned himself in. Breaking news.
Finish
Carry
it.
on.
Thank you, host man. I feel as though it really just gonna have to be Thursday night energy. They sleep on the Seahawks. Geno's elbows hurt. They don't got Kenneth Walker. DK hadn't been good on tight window catches, whatever the case is. I just gotta hope that they sleep. That's where I'm at. The Cowboys, Dak, when he has a lead, has played really well. And I think that their defense is not going to allow the Seahawks to get things going. I don't think that they have enough to do it. For the reasons you said earlier, too, about Geno and their offense.
I think the Seahawks should look into possibly getting another quarterback next year.
Of course.
No, they'll definitely look into it.
Geno, we never really considered Geno a bridge quarterback. He was a little rude.
After giving him that 3-year deal. Man,
But that's okay though,
I
because you
would
can
see
get
if I
a
could get
guy.
myself in position to get a rookie.
No, but I'm saying they could get a guy and have him sit.
That's it.
And then when Geno's and then that last year, you
Geno becomes a bridge
switch
quarterback.
over.
It's
Yeah.
a bridge.
Love that for
Hey,
him.
look, he resurrected his year for a little while.
Say,
His
we-
career
we
for
come
a
back-
little
come
while.
back player of the
That's
year?
good.
For 1 year.
Yeah. Comeback player of the year is important.
I mean, he got an extra year.
Shout out Alex Smith.
He got his
Hold it
15
down.
minutes, and now it's over.
Left-hander.
So, all right, but yeah, I have the Cowboys as well, obviously winning this game because I just, Geno's Geno, and now he doesn't have the running game to support him because I haven't been a big Zach Charbonnet fan personally coming out of college.
He got a little pop behind the pad.
Yeah,
I
he
see
was
it.
hard.
Because even when they were talking about having him come to Buffalo, I was like, I don't want it at all.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the type of back you want.
I don't want
Well, no, he would have been a complimentary to
James Cook.
James Cook.
But it's
That's what they were saying.
Latavius Murray.
Well, this was before they got Murray, right? This was during the draft. They didn't have Murray yet.
So Charbonnet can tote it, man.
Yeah, like he's a physical back, but he's not somebody that just like breaks for stuff. And that's not.
He's not going to have many 40, 50-yard runs.
Yeah, no.
So, and I feel like they're going to need somebody who can do something
Explosive.
more explosive, and that's not.
Well, that's what the draft is for. They can definitely try to get a guy.
No, I was talking about for this game. I'm
Oh,
saying in
for
particular
this
why
game.
I'm saying
Oh.
that because I don't think that Geno is going to be able to do it, and he doesn't have the explosive guy in the back to help him anymore. So
Kenneth is
they're
different.
kind of just stuck. I feel like this is going to be a long day. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 14, 20-point loss.
Essentially what the 49ers were last week.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not about right. Maybe like 30, 34, 13 Cowboys.
Yeah.
Maybe like 20.
All right.
Like 27,
Let's get to
13.
Yep, that is
Thursday
it.
football.
Thank you guys all for joining us. We'll be back with you guys again on Monday for Monday Night Football, where we have Whomst?
Bengals Jags.
Bengals,
Jags.
Jags. Ooh, thriller.
Terrible.
Don't do Jake Browning like
So,
that.
but again, thank you all for
Plus
watching.
pride,
Please
plus
like, share, subscribe. Till
So-
next
So
time.
my son can eat. I have to feed my
pride.
child.
Hell no.
Deuce. Till next time, I'm
Come
Cordell.
on.
Marcus.
I'm E-Rob, man. I'm trying to feed
Starving
my child.
artist. Starving artist.
I
All right.
thank y'all. Be easy. Take it
I'm trying to
easy.
feed my child.
Be blessed.
Please. Donate.
Don't live
Bro,
life
if you don't hit the end,
be
Donate.
stressed.
Please. Donate.
Just let go, let
Donate.
God.
Please.
He'll work
Donate.
it.
He didn't even end it.
I need everything. I need
Why you double
everything.
clicking?